Yo, what's going on, y'all? So we got some headline information today, and look, I'm just gonna come straight off the jump, just straight off the bat, y'all. Like I'm just gonna be 100 with y'all, straight off the jump. Pretty much just a bunch of the same that we had this month is going to be next month. Now, there's some things in here that we need to discuss, though. So, so don't quite jump the gun, but I just want to be upfront with y'all straight off the jump. Like, pretty much, it's we know what was coming, and it's exactly what was coming. There's no surprises here. The festival, the origin, itinerary, if you want to call it, that is what we're getting for the next month. That's it. So this is very straightforward in case you were wondering that. But nonetheless, we'll jump in because there are some big things that we need to note here, such as an 8th Augment slot. Yeah. But first, be sure to like and subscribe. It helps out tremendously. Thank you very much. So this one's going to be fairly quick. We're just going to kind of run down on the important things that you need to know. There's, like I said, a lot of it can really be covered in that previous video I came out with. That's 2 months of, just madness. That's like what the title says, 2 months of mat or something like that, or whatever. But I cover all that in there with tips and everything in there. That pretty much covers what's going to be here in the next month as well, kind of like how to approach it. Now we kind of understand what LTQs and stuff we're going to have and things of the like, but aside from that, it's essentially the same of what we have here, just in different variations. So we have Aegis right now, and then we'll have Solus, and then we'll have Dalion. And so we'll have LTQs that line up with that, and they'll rotate, kind of like the ones do now. So it's like the same thing, but of different variation for these next coming periods. So that's pretty much the biggest thing that you need to know there in regards to how this is going to play out. One reminder first off the jump is that we will be getting the Radi class augments, which come on the 30th/1st. So those are going to be the new Anadi augments. So if you're looking at Anadis, then these will be the new Anadi augments. So like those will replace those. So they'll work with the Larzes, but they will replace the Anadis. So just off the jump, that's the most recent thing that's kind of coming up right around the corner. So that way, if you're trying to get those, you are aware of that and you can grab those because they are coming. They will be the new strong variants of the Anadi. So definitely you want those on your gears if you're trying to chase that maximum potency for certain. So on the 7th, we have the Solus portion that starts up of the Origin Festival. And during this portion, we are also going to get the Grand Direct Keeper 2's Majis. So, of course, we've been seeing Majis for everything. We just got Majis Gigas Master right now. And we got these DK2s that are going to be coming up with the Majis as well. So, do keep that in mind with the Solus LTQ coming up. That's going to be reason to run that. It will work as the same as it does right now. Remember, all these urgent quests during this whole duration are double as well. And this one will work in the same duration, so you will get the Majis to drop within the LTQ, and you also get the materials to drop within there as well. So that will work. It'll be the same thing for Dalion as well. However, I don't know if there's a augment in Dalion. They didn't say anything as of yet, I don't believe, if I recall correctly. So I'm not sure if there is an augment that's going to be introduced within the Dalion one, but it wouldn't surprise me if there is, but they would have said it, I guess, right? Because it's going to be before the end of the month that it starts. So there would be, yeah, so I guess not. But nonetheless, that's what's going to be with the Solus. So like I said, pretty much the same as this week. The Aegis thing, there's going to be a reward box for it. So you know how we have a current reward box going on right now? Where's this thing at? I'll remember this thing's at. Over here, the reward box. There's going to be a reward box for the Solus one. And there's going to be a reward box for the Dalion one. So like I said, pretty much a bit of the same straight down the line. And so the LTQ will pretty much work the same way as well. There'll be some LTQs. This is rotating right now. So once the Solus one starts, it will be a different LTQ with a different rotations. So it's more or less of the same for these durations here. So like I said at the start, that's what it is. So not trying to get you too over the top on thinking about whatever, this or that or this or that. Just kind of letting you know straight off the jump. And then on the 13th, they have the LTQ that starts here. And they specifically stated it has a lower difficulty. Oh man. So they made this the Starless or the Gigas, not Gigas anymore. So it's a lower difficulty because it was so hard before. So now it just goes by super quick because everything's too hard, especially when you're using an Epith, a free weapon. But apparently most people are using that probably. At any rate, here's the way it is. And I'll keep it 100. First half is kind of duty. Because, I mean, realistically speaking, while we have this stuff, what are we going to do with it? Pretty much you're just kind of building up and holding stuff right now. Because they did make the game so easy to gear. The game is so easy to gear. Because people complain so much that everything is so difficult to gear, to farm, or whatever. Now the game is so easy to gear, which I knew this was going to happen, obviously. But now the game's so easy to gear that for people who, who play the game for the gameplay and whatnot, there's not, everything's too easy to get. You get it very quickly. And then you don't have anything to grind afterwards, right? So, you pretty much, of course, they pretty much kind of swept aside their core player base for PSO games historically since Dreamcast. But that's another story or another conversation for another time. There are, of course, some AC scratches during this period and throughout this whole thing as well that you might be interested in. I did notice there's a neat little Fantastic Symphony AC scratch that had a nice bow in it, so that might be of interest to you. Or also has the outfit that the NPC uses for the seasonal Slimey. So it also has this outfit too. This is what it's based around. So it has this outfit. If you're trying to get this outfit, then you can get it once that AC scratch goes live. So definitely be sure to check that out, most certainly. But that bow does look pretty nice. So it might be of interest to some of y'all, especially if you're playing bow here lately. Bow bravers, let's go. I told y'all get a bow stint, and y'all got a bow stint. We've been bowing it up, y'all. We've been bowing it up like a boa constrictor. See what I did there? Ha ha! Nonetheless, on to the second half. On to the second half, we have the Dalion LTQ portion, which I'm not going to go over because I just went over the Solus portion. This is going to come with an LTQ as well, which is the Drill Snowy Confrontation in Kvaris. This is a point type LTQ, so you will be competing for quest points and killing a whole bunch of mobs. So these are usually pretty enjoyable with the points when you have, it's kind of competitive, I guess, right? But you just kind of base on your last hit. So there's certain classes that do kind of have an advantage in here, but you'll also see that they have a Mars battery charging that will help with your conquering of the enemies. Per usual, title task and limited to time task will be included in this as well. We do have a popular scratch coming though during this period, which is the time I got reincarnated by slime, or Tensura. So I know a lot of people are looking forward to this scratch. So this is this month. Be looking forward to it. We did not get a sneak peek as to what the collab will be next month. Sometimes we do see that at the end of the headlines. We did not see that this month. So we don't know what's coming next month. But this month we're getting the slime collab, Tensura. So be sure to check that out with some pretty cool ones in there. Pretty neat that you might like. You might be looking forward to. I know that's a very popular anime. A lot of people like that. So it's time to get slimy. Did want to also point out this PSO2 Memories AC scratch. And this is going to have an assortment of some items from base. And this will occur every 21st. And it will change every month. So in case y'all are interested in that, this is a reoccurring thing. And it will occur every 21st of the month. And it changes. So lock in. And then on May 27th, we have the return of some support scratches, such as the Larze class Augments are getting a rerun again, and then an SG support scratch as well. So you'll see like the preset skills and all that stuff within those. But the Larze scratch will have these Larze Augments again that you probably will want if you don't have them yet or don't have them already, because of what we're about to mention after this, which is, by the way, this is May 27th when this happens, which is that we will be getting an 8th slot. Yep, we will be getting an 8th slot. They confirmed it within the headline.
We'll push the equipment enhancement level cap up to 100 in a June update. To mark this milestone, we'll also increase the number of augment slots to 8.
So this is probably some of the biggest news right there, because let's be honest, May was kind of forgettable, unforgettable. That's what you are. Anyways, but sorry, that's unforgettable, by the way. But this was forgettable. So, May is kind of forgettable, but we do have an 8 slot coming, and this coincides with an enhancement level increase. So, of course, as you can see here, you go to your gear right here. This is level 90, so it's going to go to 100. And then once it goes to 100, we get the 8th augment slot, which is why I said before that you might be interested in the Larze AC scratch coming prior to that. Prior, like Richard, prior to that, because it's right around the corner. So that will be coming in June when we will get that increase on that and get that 8th augment slot. So that Larze class scratch coincides pretty much right there leading into it. Remember, the Radi class is at the end of this month, the start of next month, so April, May, whereas the 8 slot is at the start of June. So May, June. That clear? Y'all clear? You're clear on that one? No confusion? All right, cool. Moving on. They also did state that along with this, of course, there will be new augments that will get released that will help to better utilize the 8th slot. So this, they said this, like, okay, well, you're releasing the Majis Grand Direct Keeper 2, but along with this, we're also going to be releasing other augments to help accommodate for that 8th slot. So we should probably, I guess, be seeing a range of kind of maybe some of your standard augments, but increased. So maybe some of your stat augments or stuff like that. I don't know. We'll see. But we will see that. Also, that kind of brings up another very important key points because we're talking about power and potency right now. And that is this.
A balance adjustment for preset skills is on the way.
That's right. Balance adjustments for preset skills. So all you Abendak users are about to be furious because you're about to get balanced. But this is necessary because, and I mean, they explain it exactly for what it is. Because an introduction of an 8 slot, if Abendak left the way it is right now, Abendak is already far superior when it's able to be used properly. And it's able to be used pretty properly, dang properly, with all the Majis and different variations now. So, you can really maximize on it. But having an 8 slot with an Abendak in the way that it is right now would break the game. Like, there would be no comparison even remotely close to it in terms of the other fixes. And it's already over the jump right now. So there's going to be balance adjustments, and they did state specifically that 5 are going to be the focus of that. Those 5 are going to be Attack, Termina, Fatale, Blaster, and Wakes. Those are the ones that they said specifically are kind of the focus of those balance adjustments to balance everything out. They also did say that the guard, that they would do something with the guard.
We also plan to boost damage resistance for the armor preset skill Fixa Guard to make it a feasible option when playing high-level content.
We'll see what happens, but nonetheless, this is all coming. So this balance adjustment is something that you definitely should note because this was a key important thing to see coming in a series of updates and information that was more or less not too interesting, quite frankly, because it's pretty much the same stuff, just different variants of it. So, but like for me though, it's like I'm someone who grinds. I like the grind. I love the grind. I will grind the hell out of a game mindlessly. I love the grind. Give me chase stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, all we have right now is farming cleardoms. And dude, I have farmed some cleardoms, and I've gotten a lot of what I need. I've sold a lot. I've made millions off of selling, and I've gotten enough to keep some for myself for my other weapons. And you trying to tell me I have a whole nother month of farming cleardoms? I mean, it is what it is, but I mean, I enjoy playing the game. So either way, I mean, it's going to happen. But either way, it's going to happen. But still, you know, you check out all the chase items, and it's just like, bro. So while it's hard for me to get necessarily super excited about the month ahead, I am definitely excited about the 8 slot and the reworks on the Fixus. And of course, June, I believe, is when the Vial is going to come out. So that's going to coincide with that. So there's a much more there for me to get excited about there. Of course, I mean, we'll still be clearing out the seasonal shops and all that stuff. So, you know, like I said, we're always playing. Like even if you don't see me streaming the game or making necessarily like content for it every single day, I'm always playing the game. I'm on it every single day. So I mean, I enjoy, like I said before, if I don't enjoy a game, you will not see me on it. I will not play it at all. I will never talk about it if I don't enjoy a game. I'm not one of those people who sits in the lobby and talks about, oh wow, this game is so and so and so 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 and so so so. Says the person who was literally on the game and logged on and sitting in the lobby talking about how they dislike the game for hours on end. Make it make sense. Doesn't make sense. Could not be me. Could not if I don't like the game, you ain't gonna see me on the game. I'm not gonna be in the lobby sitting talking. No, I'm gonna be playing something else. You know what I'm saying? but at any rate, we're looking forward to the enhancement, which will introduce 8 slot and the preset skills. So that's definitely something you should know and remember. The Radi class and the Larze Ace, those are going to be key components there. So you definitely might want to try to get those. Look ahead to get those. And then a key special note here that I want to just drop in was this question right here. Why? Just why? Why was it asked? Why was it selected? Just why? I have questions that just I don't understand just why. There's a whole lot of question marks around this whole thing right here. And why did they think this was a good question? The person who asked the question, I'm like, you do realize that it would be very difficult to MMOs for the mouse to talk while you're chatting or while you're typing, like in an MMO with 50 plus players in the lobby in the town, the 32. I don't know. Just it was just an interesting choice. So this guy's special part of the video. Anyways, moving on. Lastly, I want to bring up this Wave Together campaign, which is like a screenshot campaign that they're having where you can post some of your best screenshots and you can use this tag over on X and it will enter you into this little kind of like a little contest and you can get some rewards from it if you're interested in doing that. And like a lot of y'all like to post photos and take photos. So be sure when you're doing so to include this hashtag as seen here. And that will enter you into it. So you're already posting anyway, right? So you may as well just keep it on posting with the hashtag in there. Put that slash like Leonardo with 2 swords, Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtle Power. Cowabunga, dude. Anyways, I'm just rambling at this point. And then also there was a song highlight as well that showcased the Stia Camp song, which is also Glenn's battle theme. I thought it was pretty interesting how they went into the backgrounds of kind of how they thought this song was going to be presented and what it meant for Glenn and for the Stia and with with Nils as well. So that's it's Glenn's nemesis is Nils. So I thought this is pretty interesting. So it's always pretty neat when it's neat that they add this little this end segment to the broadcast to kind of showcase some of these creative insights within the game. So, but that's going to wrap it up right there. Pretty much the big things here is really just what's coming in June more so. So that's really what we're excited about. But if you want to look at, if you want some more information as well as to what the month is bringing ahead, check out the video that I posted before concerning all of this, which is the 2 months of madness or whatever I believe it's called or something like that. It'll be here on the screen. I'll put it on the screen or something. But be sure to check out that video because that gives you a big rundown of everything and it dives into some tips and dives into what to expect on certain things. So be sure to check that out if you haven't already. Be sure to like, subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Much love. Holla.
Spikes content.